Alright, we are finally back. For those of you who may not know, kind of sick at the moment, so sorry for my voice. It was pretty bad the first day and a half, but you know, went to the doctor, got some meds, and already feeling a little bit better. And to those who are concerned, thank you, highly appreciate that. Nonetheless, a majority of you probably don't care, which is fine and understandable. So, you know, let's get into today's video where we actually have quite a bit of interesting information that I've missed the last couple days regarding the entire multiverse rumors of the game that we had a few, like 4 or 5 months ago, the confirmed mechanic regarding the slingshot, Gwen Stacy, or whether or not she's appearing in the game, and a couple other cool things too. And for those who say I'm late,
hey everyone, sorry I'm late.
You're late, man. Always late.
I know you have something to say, and I know you're eager to say it, so I'll get right to the point. Shut the fuck up. Nobody wants to hear it. You know who you are.
so first, let's start off with the multiverse element within Marvel Spider-Man 2. So a while back, like 5-ish months ago, a YouTuber by Hip Hop Gamer was scooping that Marvel Spider-Man 2 will somehow feature the multiverse. Well, actually, I don't think he came out with it 5 months ago. I covered it 5 months ago. I think it came out way earlier, but no one believed him. He didn't go into too much detail at first, but then afterwards, he basically said like the technology of being able to go to one universe to the next will be in the game, but he doesn't know specifically whether or not like that is literally in the game. And I basically broke that down and explained it better as to what I'm pretty sure he meant. And I think essentially what he meant is that they're using that specific technology to minimize loading screens and stuff like that. For example, you've seen how fast you can go to the map, then like fast travel anywhere in the city, and it's almost instantaneous. From when you're done holding X, 5 seconds later you are in that area and already back into gameplay. So I think that's what they use this tech for. They also probably used it to better improve like the switching from gameplay to cutscene to gameplay, etc. But with that being said, we recently did have Caboose confirm there is a multiversal element in the game, and it's nothing crazy. Like, it's not in the main story, it's more of a side quest type of deal. With that, at the PlayStation 2, what the fuck am I talking about? At the PlayStation Spider-Man 2 event that a bunch of press and content creators went to, there were random spider bots with different designs. There was one that was Spider-Man 2099 themed. There was a Prowler one, I think an Iron Spider one too. And at that event, the creators got to play the game for a couple hours, and Caboose actually found some of these spider bots in the game. And eventually, when he ended up finding as many as the developers were allowing him to find, he got a call from Genki, and basically Genki said, I'm trying to triangulate the location the spider bots are coming from, but the location is saying apparently they are millions and millions of miles away. And Peter replied with, there's no way they are in deep space. They are literally probably scrambling the signal, you know, try to get to the bottom of it. Caboose did say he wasn't able to finish the side quest. These spider bots, if I didn't already mention, are like based off different Spidey suit designs. Spider-Man 2099, Spider Armor Mark III, I think. I seen the Prowler one too. The spider bot side quest probably has to do with the Spider-Verse to some extent, but like I don't think it's canon to like the main story. Like very highly unlikely, like a main story thing. I would say it's on some like cool little Easter egg type shit. Obviously, again, Spider-Verse is involved with this specific side quest, and the Spider-Verse and this universe are connected, but there isn't like a major story tied into it, very likely. So yeah, that is that. Now let's move on to the slingshot mechanic ordeal. So if you recall the gameplay reveal at the PlayStation Showcase a few months ago, they did reveal the slingshot mechanic, and I was always really hoping that, you know, like hopefully we're able to do it anywhere and not just on those designated poles. And if this was the case, I figured like slingshot anywhere on the map, you would probably get like some momentum, but then super slingshot off like the poles and stuff, that'll make you go farther and more momentum than just doing it anywhere randomly when swinging. But apparently Caboose did say that it's not possible to slingshot anywhere, and you can only do it with set points around the map, but they are more frequent than you would think, so they aren't necessarily hard to find. Though Caboose did say apparently it's not possible. Evan Falaka did say loop-de-loops were possible, and then that came out to not be true and that they are possible. So I don't know, maybe Caboose just didn't know specifically how to do it anywhere. I gotta imagine there's a very specific button sequence to be able to do it anywhere that he likely just wasn't aware of when playing the game, but I mean, I guess we'll see. Future editing Scarlet here. This always happens middle of me editing videos, but I found a tweet from Caboose. He said he was wrong and that you are able to slingshot anywhere, and Insomniac retweeted it, so pretty much confirmed. So yeah, there you go. You can slingshot anywhere, but it probably won't be as far or as much momentum as using the designated frequent poles found around the map. Exactly how I figured it would be. Obviously we don't have footage of it right now, but you know, just gotta wait till the the game comes out, sadly, but at least we know now it's possible anywhere. On to the next piece of news. There will be only 2 modes as far as the graphic settings go. Well, technically 3, but only 2 different types of modes. There's visual and performance mode. Performance mode will basically be the smoothest experience with 60 FPS, but the visuals will just not be as nice looking as fidelity mode, but by no means will fidelity mode be bad looking either. Just the main difference is frame rates, but fidelity will have probably more details in exchange for taking off some FPS. So there's a 60 FPS performance mode, and then the second performance mode is 40 FPS, and then finally a fidelity 30 FPS mode. But the difference between Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man Remastered and Miles Morales is that in Spider-Man 2, ray tracing will be turned on all modes, and this is coming from a tweet from James Stevenson. Still not sure which I want to use for my playthrough. My first playthrough, I'll probably go with fidelity mode maybe, because I want to really experience the story and see how great the game looks. And after, from there on out, I'll probably just use performance mode. Now, we actually have some new information regarding how long the game will be. Before we get into it though, just keep in mind Spider-Man was about 15 to 20 hours to finish the story. I think on average technically like 17 or something like that, just depending on mainly the difficulty and how fast you went through the story. So recently VG247 did an interview with Insomniac. Why does their website sound like a monitor name? Anyway, they go on to say the game director Ryan Smith at Insomniac, he says Spider-Man 2 is in the same ballpark as the first game in terms of overall play times, and we really thought of how to make each of the moments like the lizard fight more epic, deeper, or more story integrated. They don't want it to be a 100-hour long game. They just want to tell amazing stories and make each mission memorable. So yeah, Spider-Man 2 will be around anywhere from 15 to 20 hours from the sounds of it, which I think that's fine. Obviously we would like more because we can't get enough of these characters generally speaking, but as well more specifically this iteration of characters. In this article there isn't really much else to talk about. I will say though, they do talk a little bit about like the animations and stuff as far as like when you switch from Peter to Miles, Miles to Peter, and how the animation team got creative with stuff like that, so that's cool to hear. But now let's talk about Gwen Stacy. So if you don't recall or didn't know, a while back Insomniac tweeted, "Who said Gwen Stacy doesn't exist in our universe?" Obviously kind of, you know, teasing she does exist or has existed at some point in the Insomniac universe. But with that, we just got a new article from GameRant where they say we have an update on Gwen Stacy being in the universe, and that one of the developers addressed whether or not she is in Marvel Spider-Man 2. Sadly but understandably, they go on to say it will be interesting to see how Peter and MJ's relationship evolves in Spider-Man 2, especially when Peter is under the influence of the symbiote. However, some fans may be curious about Peter's other love interest potentially making an appearance in the game, for example Gwen Stacy. The Gamer asked Spider-Man 2 narrative director John Paquette about the possibility of Gwen appearing in the sequel. Unfortunately, she will not be in Spider-Man 2. John Paquette said Gwen is not a part of the story we are trying to tell, unfortunately. So yeah, that does suck. I mean, I feel like it's not a big deal though. It kind of just is what it is, because you know Peter's with MJ right now, so why would they introduce a new love interest to completely fuck that whole thing up, that especially one we haven't even seen before in this universe anyway. And even if they did want to cause tension between Pete and MJ as far as their relationship goes, just bring Black Cat back, since you know the symbiote is a part of this story and everything could kind of write itself. So what do you think of all this news? I'm glad the slingshot mechanic can be done anywhere, and as well I'm interested in seeing where exactly that multiverse related side quest ends up at. With that being said, I want to hear your opinion, so make sure to comment your thoughts down below so I can interact with you in the comments. Thank you for taking time out of your day to click on this video. If you're new to the channel, I try my best to cover Spider-Man related scoops, rumors, leaks, confirmations for Spider-Man media and whatever else I happen to be interested in. So if any of that interests you, hit the subscribe button. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. If you want more of this type of content, leave a like on the video. Don't forget to check out my latest video on the left if you haven't already. Hope you ever had a good day and enjoyed the video. Until next time.